and then our big Civil War crossover is set for the 21st, which is Saturday. So lots of things going on here. We hope you'll tune in for some of them. It should be pretty fun and exciting for us. I'm missing my controller on that, so I'll deal with that in a minute. But with that, we're going to jump over and chat with...
slot.
All right, you guys ready over here?
No.
No? Not ready to die tonight? Come on.
Nope.
Where's your sense of adventure? All right, so last session, the champions of the Empire started with a dragon attack. 2 twin red dragon wormlings, Zazos and Zudroth, immediately attacked our adventurers after deceiving or convincing Avalana to release them. Bit of a hard-fought challenge, but everybody was able to make it out with their lives except for the 2 dragons who fought as hard as they could to stay alive.
They deserved it.
They deserved it. They were very deceptive. As the battle came to an end, the path ahead, however, was no easier. Plagued by several lava creatures protecting passage across the bridge, the party would experience a rough go of their travels, with Vormash these Belvadere taking the brunt of the attacks from
Belvadere?
these. Oh no, I'm sorry, Cedric. Yes, Cedric was in the front. Belvadere was.
Yes.
That is correct. As combat completed and you made your way across the rest of the bridge, the chamber they stood inside of, a massive forge room, would capture the eye of Belvedere, mostly due to the several impish overbosses that were kind of guiding along the hammer-wielding dwarves of the Iron Mountain. As he approached, you would not be greeted with aggression, but instead a defensive posture, with the imps commanding the men to take up arms and protect themselves. Though he would attempt to speak out to them, and offer to set them free from their would-be masters, it would fall upon deaf ears, and he would give up hopes and eventually walk away. As they would move south, they would enter into a very large chamber, roughly 40 foot tall, with the floor in the shape of a cross in the center of the room. To the south, a statue holding a stone block and a magical orb resting upon it. As the party would approach, Avalana would step forward, not paying attention to the floor ahead, opening a trap door, releasing a handful of fire snakes upon them, who would immediately jump forth, causing a bit of havoc for our party. As the snakes would fall, the party would get a little more curious. Walking forward, it would be Vormash who would reach out, placing one of his medallions that the party has gathered, and laying it within the circle inlay on the stone block. As he would, several runes would begin to glow on the block and all around the platform, with the orb itself turning into the color of molten lava, though no heat radiated from it, making it safe to the touch. After a bit of experimenting, and including our entire party placing their hands upon the orb, hoping to get it to activate, Belvedere would reach out and lift the orb. And as he lifted it from the stone plate, an audible click as the arms of the statue would raise up and into place. And to the far west, awaken from its previously motionless position, a statue at the end of the hall. And that is where we start our session tonight. So let's drop you in here. And with this, we're not even wasting any time tonight. We are going to just have everybody go ahead and do that initiative thing.
I'll need to find my token first, make sure I've clicked on it.
There you go.
And the Bardic Inspiration, is that still active?
Yeah, that stays for, what, 10 minutes or so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, good initiative.
Let's get his initiative too. Hey.
Please roll like that all night.
Oh, we can't have that now, can we?
I think you're underestimating it. You and I have both seen Avron, right?
We definitely have. All right. 3, Avalana.
1 second.
Okay. All right. So we are starting with Cedric, who is kind of trailing behind Belvadere here, who has picked up the orb, and as soon as the statue had come to life and started making his way towards you, immediately turned and dashed, trying to get as far as possible before we ended our session last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'm going to move up. Try to take the orb from Belvadere to let me.
Okay.
Yes, I'll hand it off to you. I'll just say what I was going to do myself and say take it to the path to the east, or the whatever the, you know what I mean.
That there.
Alrighty. So, quickly getting information from Belvedere, you start making your way that direction.
And I'll be using my action to dash.
Okay.
And that's all I'll do.
All right. So getting closer to the end of the chambers, you see the kind of lifted up pit of this kind of dull, almost like blackened lava that covers from the half circle at the end of the chamber and flows all the way down the center of the room. Get most of the way there, but it's not enough to make it completely to the edge there. Avalana, what are you doing?
So I'm going to move, and then I'm going to shoot a crossbow bolt at the golem creature.
Okay. Unfortunately, a 9 is not going to hit.
Alright, then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Cedric at level 2.
Thank you.
All right, look at that. All right, so Avalana quickly jumping into action, reaching down, grabbing onto her crossbow, and firing it across the map, trying to hit the golem that is making its way towards you. Unfortunately, shoots a little wide, trying to duck between the pillars and not hit them on the way over. And then afterwards, saying a few words that somewhat inspire and make Cedric feel a little better. Yes?
What I do is I start singing the sunshine song, you know? My sunshine, my only sunshine. That's what I do.
Awesome.
Make him feel better.
There, make him feel better about all of this madness in front of him.
And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, let's take a look and see what Vormash is going to do. Because I don't know. Nor do I know his character well enough to know.
Possible, I would yell to Vormash and just tell him, do what you can and slow it down.
Yeah, looking
He
through.
casts Wish somehow.
Yeah, somehow he comes up with a wish spell and is able to do so. going to use, let's see. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yep, okay. So seeing the lava and seeing the kind of make of this being, he decides he's going to kind of rush down. And let's see what his range is here. Yep. As he looks down in this path, and actually, yeah, I'll leave him there for now. He looks up and looks to ignite everything in front of him and cast lightning bolt in the direction straight ahead, a 5-foot wide blast of lightning that would ignite any flammable objects within the area. As he does so, thinking this will help to kind of eliminate some of like that top layer of like ash that lays on this kind of dead center section. He fires it off, looking to do as much damage to this beast as possible, but it must make a dex save against his DC 13. So one sec. He fails. That's cool. So he's going to take 8d6 lightning damage. Let me just make sure.
His dex is terrible as I do.
So he'll
he's still on a higher initiative.
So taking 31 damage, a good chunk of damage too. As he casts this massive lightning bolt that shoots across, he looks down and unfortunately is a little disappointed that the little flow of lava that rests underneath of this ashen top doesn't melt or doesn't begin to glow once again. He also notices that the clay monster takes the full brunt of the damage, but otherwise doesn't seem affected or impaired by it. In kind of normal magical sense, clay would slow down when heated. This doesn't seem to affect the clay monster in front of him. And with that, he is going to make his move here and move 20 feet. Belvadere, you're up.
Oh, thank God it's slow.
Oh boy. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Spirit Guardian's an action.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an action.
Mhm.
I'm going to move forward. My full movement 30.
Okay, what else you doing?
Just checking the distance on
Spirit Guardian is 15 feet.
So it's not quite in range yet.
That's correct.
I would like to pull out Surge's Wrath and use my bonus action to ignite the blade.
Alrighty.
Then if I can hold my action until it moves into range to activate the Shard of Twilight and use Spirit Guardian.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Cedric, you're getting close to the pit. The orb
Yes.
glowing and glowing as you get closer. What are you doing?
I'm going to move forward and then set it in this area here.
Okay. And as you set it down, the orb rests across the top of the surface for a minute. And as it sits there, you're not sure anything's going to happen. And then suddenly you watch as it begins to dissolve. And as it does, the area directly under it immediately ignites into lava, sending the fire all the way down the pathway, making its way towards the golem at the end of the path. But again, the fire doesn't seem to really affect the golem in any way, and he just continues his march forward. As this happens, however, you feel a rumbling under your feet. Everything, the entire chambers begin to shake. Kind of look around, you see Avalana right next to you. Give me a second here. As the channel springs back to life, the lava around the platform that you stand on begins to bubble on both sides. As it does, a second or two passes and you watch as from underneath the lava, a set of stairways slowly begin to rise out of the lava itself. Both stairways leading down into darkness.
Does the golem still look like it's moving?
He is still moving.
And that took an action to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I'm going to do.
All right. Avalana, what are you doing?
Would it be an action to, like, look into the staircase?
No, you can kind of peer down.
Like,
and
I want to do, like, perception, though.
yeah, if you're wanting to see what's down at the end of it, yeah, you would have to give me, like, give me a perception check on it.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and that'll count as my action?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you look down, and as you kind of look and listen, as you peer down into this stairwell to your east, you don't hear anything coming from the other end of it. In fact, it's pretty quiet. However, as you're looking down, you notice even with your dark vision, it goes well past what you can physically see. Like as you peer down into this nothingness, it continues on and on for a good while. But again, it doesn't appear to be dangerous. You don't see or hear anything coming in your direction from it. And it 100% appears that what Cedric has just done has opened this pathway for you.
Okay, I'm gonna move to kind of like start in the stairs, like so I'm kind of in the stairs, and
Okay.
I'm gonna tell everybody that it looks safe and we should go.
All right. Start making your way over there. Alrighty. Anything else? Abby, anything else?
Oh, I'm telling everybody we should leave and not fight, and that's my turn.
Okay. And with that, Party watches as she quickly runs around, peering down into these two tunnels that leads down and south, shouting to the party, letting them know they should leave. Vormash agrees and nods and quickly makes his way over here, standing near the kind of top edge of the stairs. I'll put him here. as he waits, he wants to watch and make sure everybody retreats before heading down the pathway himself, and then he would use the rest of his movement to keep up with the rest of the party. With that, however, the golem is going to move forward and will be right up next to Belvadere. Belvadere, if you're wanting to activate your shard, you should do so now.
Well, if I guess if everyone's suggesting a tactical retreat and we're all in agreement, then I'll probably refrain for now.
Okay. And as such, he will go ahead and make his attacks. Yeah, and he will reach down, taking both of his giant clay fists, swinging them in your direction. First the right one, and then the left one. And 22 to hit.
22 does just hit.
All right. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save, please.
And then that's also 2 natural ones.
Yeah, 2 natural ones on the other side. But you can't really drop fists, so I can roleplay that they crumple off of his hand and fall to the ground, but he can just regenerate them on his turn if he wanted to. The first attack is going to deal 16 bludgeoning damage. Your hit points, max hit points, will be reduced by 16 points because you're failing your save. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, can I use my inspiration I still have to increase my save?
Avalana, are they allowed to use inspiration for their saves? From your inspiration? I think so, right? Attack rolls and saves, yes?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yes, you can use it. Okay, yes, you can use it on saves, but yes, not on the attack itself. So yes. Okay, so 6 to that, you will then save, but you'll still take the 16 bludgeoning damage.
That's fine.
All right, and with that, we'll end his turn. Belvedere, you're up.
After taking a shot from this guy, like, this dude packs a wallop. And I'll use my action to disengage.
Okay.
Would I be able to move past Fromage to
Yep.
retreat?
Yep.
Alrighty. And seeing you, that would be too many.
Is it 1 too many?
20. You would end right here. Yep.
No, I was thinking that we're going diagonal.
Okay.
It's the same difference, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that's not how you moved. So I was going based on how you moved.
Oh, sorry. I was using my arrows really quick.
So yeah, get you towards the bottom of the stairwell from the top side here. Quickly trying to get the hell out of here, seeing that this is a lot of danger to be in. Cedric, you're up too.
I'm going to move down here.
Okay.
And these stairwells, like the golem wouldn't fit, or will it still be following us?
Based on the size of the stairwell and the size of the golem, you feel that it's pretty safe to assume it's not going to make it down. I mean, it could try to squeeze down there, but it's going to have a little trouble.
Then yeah, I'll just move down here.
Okay.
Is the golem's attack magical or non-magical?
They are just non-magical damage.
Oh, so I could reduce by 3 then.
If that was something you're supposed to do on your turn.
I was trying to, let's just, the damage I take from non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Have your armor master, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, just make sure you're keeping up with this stuff as it comes your turn.
Your turn.
Oh, I can hear myself. I don't like hearing myself.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah, just make sure you're keeping up with it on your turn, because you don't want to have to keep going back and making changes when it's, we're 2 or 3 turns in. So Cedric's moved down. Avalana, I assume you're going to make your way down the stairwell.
Yeah, I'll use all of my movement.
Okay.
Like my action as well to
Yep.
go.
All right. And Cedric, our Vormash, will as well. So it's going to take everybody here. 1 second. Let's...
The brave Empire soldiers.
Yeah. So let's go up here. All right. So, with that, do this. All right, so you start making your way down this stairwell. After about 5 or so minutes, it continues straight, just nothingness. It's completely black. Not really sure where this is going or where it will end. Your pathway suddenly becomes illuminated with the same orange hue that kind of vibrantly lit the chambers above. Down below, the sound of flowing lava continues to build as you reach closer and closer to the bottom of the stairs. The heat, however, is even more so than what you experienced up above. However, it is still just barely tolerable thanks to the potion that you consumed before coming in here. As you make your way down the rest of the stairwell, move you over here. Fix my camera. So as you make your way to the bottom of the stairs, you enter or find yourself entering into a square chamber that the 2 stairwells lead down into. In the corners of the chamber, some kind of arrow-shaped alcoves in the far corners. North, south, east, and west in the far corners of each part of the chamber, 50-foot pillars brace against the rough, chiseled rock ceiling that rests above. And the light of the flowing magma continues glowing against the rough surface at the top. To the south of the chamber, the entryway appears to be blocked off by a wall of fire that extends from the floor to the ceiling.
Can I check for traps?
You absolutely can.
What do I?
Give me an investigation check.
I'd like to give it a check as well.
Okay.
Looks good to me, guys.
Avalana, as you're looking around, nothing really seems out of place. It looks pretty similar to what you were seeing up above. The kind of red marble and black marble flooring tiles that kind of cover the entire space. The small alcoves with small little pits of lava, similar to those that you experienced the fire snakes coming out of. But all appear to be pretty dormant. Belvedere, as you're entering into the chamber, take a look around and nothing seems out of place. Does feel like you're kind of blocked off from whatever lies ahead, but you're looking around 30 foot from where you had started. You don't see anything. There's no traps, there's no anything lying directly up ahead. As you start kind of wandering around, you start to hear the sound of a voice that begins to kind of rumble through the chambers, and it says, "So, you've made it to my chambers. No doubt that meddling wizard provided you access. It's no matter. You'll die soon enough. I think it's time I take you a bit more seriously, though. Live, and you can continue. Or die, like all the other mortals have that come before you." As the words start to echo through the chambers, to your north, you watch as the lava pit to the northwest starts to flow over a little bit. As such, generating this beast out of almost nothingness. The lava forming into this very kind of creepy looking hovering lava beast.
Oh.
As soon as I see a giant thing made of lava, made of fire, I'm gonna drink my potion of fire resistance.
All right.
As soon as the voice finished talking, I was gonna say that I shouted to the air, "Can't we just talk, man, please?" Even though I know it won't work.
Yeah, I mean, you can shout it, and your voice will echo and kind of resonate through the chambers. I mean, you have to remember, I mean, the chamber you stand in alone is 50 foot tall. The hallway ahead is at least 40 foot in height and about 20 foot in width. Voices are going to carry because how big everything is. But you get this sense that whatever is in this chamber doesn't care. It wants to see you dead. You're bothering him. You're annoying him. So he's really not going to deal with you.
I was going to ask if I could see anything past this fire barrier.
The fire is a pretty thick. It's about like a 1.5 2 foot wall that extends from the floor to the ceiling. As you kind of try to peer through it, every now and then the kind of the waves of the fire itself, as you look through, you see the hallway extends like at least 20 to 30 foot past where you're at. But beyond that, you can't really make note of anything else because the fire is just too thick to be able to actually see through it.
So are we rolling initiative, or is this thing dormant?
You tell me. What are you guys doing?
Can I go up to the firewall and like poke it with one of my crossbow bolts, see if it catches fire?
Sure.
I'll move back while she does this.
In response to the voice, I'm assuming of the fire giant, I'm going to reply and just say, we don't wish to wage war against you or any of your people. We come because there's a mutual threat to both the Empire and yourself.
As you kind of say this, Avalana, you reach out with your crossbow bolt and immediately watch as the entire end of it that you jab into the firewall just bursts into flames. Like you're holding it and the whole thing starts to erupt, and it's kind of coming in your direction. Belvadere, as you say this, you hear kind of a chuckle. And oh, you think that you have anything from me that I don't already know? Believe me, kid. You can't impress me with anything you have to say. If I wanted you here, I would have asked you to come into my chambers, but you came here on your own accord. What makes you think I have to listen to you for anything?
Because if you don't, then no one will survive the coming war. And I don't mean the war between the Alliance and the Empire.
And he stops. And you hear nothing for a second, and then suddenly, that is interesting, isn't it? You actually believe I care anything about any of the beings here? It was I that ran off the Flathammer tribe. It was I that aided in all the previous wars that our lands have ever had. Yet, you come to me thinking I'm worried about some trivial nonsense. The individual that you think is going to come and harm me doesn't even know of my existence.
Can I start talking?
You can.
Okay. I look at Belvedere and I say, yeah, you idiot. Obviously he doesn't care about us. He's too great and powerful to be concerned about us. He wants to demolish us, destroy us. He doesn't care about us or Tyrus. That's why we come here seeking his aid. And I'm just kissing up to him, pretty much.
Yeah. As you do, though, not releasing the crossbow bolt.
No, I did.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't say so. I'll give it to you. It's fine. You never said you were dropping it.
You said, like, it was burning, so obviously I would drop it.
Obviously isn't actually doing so, though. But I'll give it to you. It's fine. So yeah, you drop the crossbow bolt, seeing the flames coming up towards your hands, and say these things to attempt to persuade the who you believe to be the Fire King. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Does it get an advantage because I'm trying to appeal to his better senses too?
Sure, I'll give you advantage on that.
I'm gonna tell Vormash to back up so he's not directly near this thing.
Okay.
Just a normal roll?
Persuasion.
Yeah, just a normal persuasion roll?
Yep. With
With
advantage.
advantage.
That's probably going to be advantage right there. Go ahead and roll it again. Okay. Yeah, so as you say this, he stops, and you watch as the fire beast is kind of Vormash taking the direction of Cedric here and backs away. The chambers grow quiet. The fire beast in the center of the chamber hasn't advanced, hasn't continued moving towards you, hasn't attempted to attack or even engage anyone. A few seconds pass, and you hear once again the sound of who you believe to be the Fire Giant, or Fire King as he calls himself, or as others call him. And he says, you do make an excellent point. But that means little to me. I am not here for any of your squabbles or anything, as the girl said. But perhaps you can entertain me a bit.
Whatever you ask of me, okay. So I'm just gonna, okay, let me start over. Yes, Your Majesty is basically what I say.
Yes. A second or two passes, and you hear him begin to speak up once again. He says, "Your next challenge awaits you. If I know anything about you humanoids, you will not last very much longer in these chambers. I suggest you take a moment to prepare yourselves. When you're ready, you come and see me. Until then, though, I'll be waiting." And as he says this, you watch as the fire elemental to the north slowly dissolves into the chamber in the center of the room. To the south, take a look down and you notice that the firewall opens itself, revealing a passageway to the south. One second. No, don't do that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. As the firewall dissolves and exposing the pathway, let's see here. Hold on. I'm looking for something. Yeah. And as you kind of peer down, you notice that the pathway ahead leads around and to your left, heading east, but appears to be very similar to everything else. The flow of lava down the center of the chambers leading out of the chamber itself, and continues to light your way.
I'm just gonna stand there stunned that worked.
When Belvadere gets near enough to you, he's just going to say, "I was wondering when you were going to pick up what I was putting down." And
What?
continue on his way.
Okay.
Also, I suggest maybe if we have the time, take a short rest. I don't know how much time is remaining on our potions of, like, non-burning to death.
You have about 3 hours remaining on these potions, but as you say so, Vormash agrees that he believes now would be a fantastic time to take a short rest, since you're not in danger and he's basically expecting you to go to his next challenge. So what are you doing?
I don't know if I want to risk the potion running out on us.
I'm pretty scared about the potion running out as well. Because we have to get out of the mountain as well.
Yeah, and I don't have any hit dice left anyway, so I don't know if, like, Vernash still has his, I guess there anyone has hit dice left, and or Varash. Speaking kind of out of character, would be his, what's it called?
Arcane recovery.
Yeah. If he's used that yet or not.
He is not. So equal to
half of the wizard level around up.
Yeah.
So he covers more spell slots, up to 4 level 1 spell slots.
Mm-hmm. So he can recover. He can recover 1 level 2 and 2 level 4, giving him quite a bit there. And yes, he will take his hit die. Good.
Sucks that I took my fire resistant potion a little technically, but whatever.
And remember, your short rest can be as you're walking, so as long as you don't run into combat, we can narrow it down to like a 30-minute travel from one place to another. So go ahead and take your short rest here. As many hit die as you have available.
I'm just gonna use one of my potions of healing, because that's all I got.
Okay.
Woo, that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
Pretty close to max.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. So yeah, the corridors all look the same to you as you kind of make your way around the corner. Cedric, as you enter into this T in the pathway, you notice to the south another wall of fire blocking your path to the chamber below. To the north, the path wraps around and off to the right, with the chamber of magma leading into that area of the building itself, or flowing in the path of that chamber itself.
So I can just hop over the lava, right?
Yeah, it's only a foot wide or so, a couple of foot wide.
Doesn't look like we're going south.
Indeed. Also, just for the record, I imagine if we took a short rest, your inspiration would have worn off by now.
Yeah, your inspiration will be gone now.
But Avalana should have full inspiration back at this point.
Let's see.
I do.
So the pathway wraps around to the right. The channel of magma flowing in the direction of the center of this room to a circular pit that kind of drops down about 4 foot from where you stand down into the lava flow pit below. The center of the chamber itself contains 2 sets of stairs that lead up to 4 foot tall platforms that surround the outside of the chamber itself. To the east of the chamber, a large statue with its right hand outreached and at its feet a placard. Resting in the hand of the statue, a giant hammer. Behind the statue, a large boiling pit of lava that occasionally boils over and flows out onto the floor itself.
From here, can I read what the placard says?
You can. As you look down at the placard, it reads, "Dedicated to the All-Father. Pray your guidance, stroke the fires, and let our hammer's strikes ring true." Once again, you start to hear a voice in your head, or not in your head, but through the chambers, and says, "For 300 years, my tribe has stood above all others. Our forge is hotter than the fountains of creation themselves. And yet you stand here mocking our flame. I've had enough disrespect to my kingdom. To your north, a portal rests, waiting to take you back to your home and out of mine. If you leave now, I'll spare your life."
We didn't come here to mock or belittle. We came here to negotiate and to hopefully gain assistance of your greatness.
As you kind of say this, a few moments pass and nothing.
The living isles are in danger. Not just the Empire, the Alliance, or even, but everyone, including your realm, by the one known as Tyrus.
Aside from your voice, which echoes through the chamber, and the ever-constant rumble of the magma that kind of flows into the center pit here, nothing else. That is until you hear the sound of stone grinding against stone.
Could I ask, what's the other option?
He told you leave or face his challenge and die.
Yeah, I'm like asking what the challenge is.
The sound of stone grinding against stone gets louder and louder, especially to Cedric, as the statue comes to life, taking the hammer into its hand and kind of lowering it down to its side. You watch as it lifts its feet from the tile floor, and you notice the massive indentations that were under its feet from how this massive stone statue had previously been kind of left here for almost centuries, it would seem. Kind of lifts each leg, prying it from the stone or from the tile itself. And I'm going to have you guys roll initiative, please. Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good roll.
That was a good roll.
Well done, Cedric.
Still better than you did earlier.
Still better than Vormash. All right. And with that, Belvedere, you watch as this stone beast slowly comes to life in front of you, taking the hammer into its hand, looking in your direction.
Belvedere will grin and he'll pull out Surtur's Wrath, using his bonus action to activate the flame on it, and was going to use his action to cast Spiritual Guardian.
All right, so being within 15 feet, who are you protecting from the spiritual guardians?
My party.
Okay. So reaching out and hitting him, it will not hit anything else in the area but him, because you have saved all of your party members here. Go ahead and give me your roll for that attack. You need to, yeah, there we go. Wisdom save. And it's saved, so it will take half damage. In every round that it begins within that 15-foot radius, you need to go ahead and roll that again for the damage.
Yep.
So, alrighty. So, grabbing onto your shard of twilight and holding it close, you feel the energy start to remove itself from the shard and form into this giant guardian of Tyr that begins to kind of whirl around you, moving in just lightning quick paces, kind of searching to protect you and anybody near you. It reaches out, immediately striking towards a stone guardian, but The Stone Guardian doesn't appear to be too affected by it. Anything else?
Can I make a use of my divine sense? Is there anything I notice using it, particularly in the vicinity?
In doing so, I believe.
Basically, it's a free action.
No, it's a normal action. As an action, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Never mind. Just scratch that then.
Yeah, if you were out of combat, that's different. You can use it pretty much just whenever. But in combat, it is an action, so you would have to wait until your next turn to do so.
Indeed.
Alrighty. Avalana, you're up.
So I'm going to cast Shatter on the golem.
Okay, we're on him directly.
Yes, it's only a 10-foot area, so it should only affect him.
Okay. Yeah, even at its closest point from either side, it would only affect that point there. So at 10 foot, yep, just around him, go ahead and cast it.
Since he's made of stone, he should have disadvantage on his saving throw, I believe.
Don't know does it say so in your spell?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, as long as it says that, that's all that matters. So disadvantage, he rolls an 11.
That fails.
So taking 15 thunder damage from this ability as you drop it underneath of him. It only stays for that one turn, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So dealing a nice little chunk of damage, you cast the spell underneath of him. The kind of stone body of this beast kind of rumbling and shaking apart, small chunks of it falling to the ground. But it looks still pretty healthy and looks pretty upset at the party still being here.
I'm then gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Cedric.
Alrighty.
And I'm just gonna say, "Go Cedric! Kill the stone golem!" And that's my turn.
And technically, I mean, it wouldn't have made any difference on this. This being has magic resistance, so any saving throws that it would have to take, it would have negated any negative effects because it would have advantage on those. So, in the future, saving throws against the stone beast will not be affected. So, with that, he's going to immediately
But
step
only
forward.
against magical ones, right?
Against magic attacks, yes. And magic weapons. No, just magic attacks.
Good.
Yep. Taking his... going to change his, hold on. Reaching down with his hammer in hand, he's going to quickly strike down twice, attempting to hit Belvadere.
I'm going to use my reaction to use an attack.
Okay, 15 or 27.
15, no, 27, just barely.
Just barely. 9, unfortunately, does
Wow.
not hit. If only those numbers were reversed, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So bringing the stone hammer down, he swipes the first time. Belvedere is able to quickly react and kind of duck out of the way. But as he does so, he moves right back in the path as the stone guardian swipes it back again a second time, hitting him across the chest, dealing 18 bludgeoning damage.
Reduced by 3.
His weapon attacks are magical.
Son of a gun.
I knew that was coming.
Damn it.
And with that, it ends its turn. Cedric, you are up.
What is the size of this creature?
He is a large creature.
Okay, I'm going to attack with my longsword.
Okay, 1 sec. I need to change the music because it's not giving me the music I was looking for.
Yeah. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration on the off chance.
Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, perfect timing for that bardic inspiration. Hey, 17. 17 hits.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I'd like to burn a superiority die to do a trip attack.
Okay.
It has to make a... Sorry. It's a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Which the DC is 8 plus 3 for my proficiency. Plus 6, so DC 14.
All right. And he rolls an 8. So he is prone.
Yep.
Okay.
And he takes 10 points of damage.
All right. So going in to trip this beast, you're able to successfully do so.
And then I'd like to use my extra attack.
Okay. At advantage. Yeep.
14.
Yeep. No. Sorry.
You just told me yeep.
Nope. I'm sorry. 14 does not hit. I was looking at the wrong thing. Yes, that does not hit. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, so your second swipe as he is down, even with advantage, does not make contact. But your first one does, dealing, you said how much damage? 14?
10. 6 plus 4 for my extra die.
Oh, it was auto-rolling your crit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I wish it was more.
right. All right, so making your first attack, you land it perfectly, and then you're able to knock the leg out from under it, dropping it to its knee. And then as you go to bring the longsword down the second time, unfortunately, you're not able to actually connect and break through the outer stone barrier of this beast, so it doesn't do any damage to him. Vormosh, what is Vormosh going to do? He's going to do something. He's going to...
Do something amazing.
Yes, what is he going to do? He's going to walk up to Belvadere, place his hand on his shoulder, and cast Dragon's Breath on him at 3rd level.
Ooh.
So you will get 4d6 damage roll of say acid dragon's breath.
Moot.
And then going to take the remaining 5 to back away. What would I do on his primary action, though? I want to do something.
He could have, so technically, he could have cast it on himself and then used his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be up close to this thing, so he doesn't want to be up there to...
You can only cast cantrips now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, he's going to, I guess, cast Frostbite. At this beast, who's going to do a con save. 21's going to save, though. So not taking any additional damage from it. Belvedere, you're up. And this music is just not working tonight.
Well, since I have Dragon's Breath... Oh, it's 1 minute. So...
Yeah, you have it for a minute.
And he's currently prone.
He is currently prone.
Well, and while he's prone, I would rather use some of my melee attacks.
Here, this is better. So yeah, go ahead with your melee attacks.
Wait, hold on, I gotta fix my attack real quick. I was looking at it and realized that for some reason the dice was screwed up.
How so?
Oh, it said like for some reason the D8 part of the dice roll got removed. So
Oh, so it wasn't going to give you damage, yeah.
Hold up. Try it again. It's just being slow.
Oof. At advantage, your first attack hits, second one does not. So go ahead,
You're welcome.
go ahead and give me that damage roll. 1 sec. Oh yeah. So slashing 9.
Yeah, it's slashing and then fire. For my turn, also it's the Spirit Guardian damage.
Yep. No, that's on his turn. At the start of his turn, you would roll it. Which actually,
I was thinking it was the start of my turn again. I'm feeling dumb. I'm sorry.
it's okay. Actually, go ahead and give me, because his roll was after yours. So go ahead and click that spell so I can add that additional damage. And he's supposed to actually... No, you'll need to actually do the full spell. Oh wait, what is the DC on that? It's 15, 13? 13.
DC and 13 Wisdom save.
Okay. Let me have him check. Make sure he can save first.
Actually, I was thinking it should be 14 now because my efficiency would have gone up. I think.
No, the shard.
There's a shard head.
Oh, it's its own. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So, wisdom save. He does not save, so he'll take the full... no, he will not. Because magic saving throws half damage. So, yeah, taking a little bit of damage from the Spirit Guardian, and then your 2 attacks as you swipe down with the first one, making good contact, seeing small chunks of the kind of outer shell of this thing start to crumble off, but the second attack does not land, despite having a bit of an advantage on him being on the ground prone. Avalana, you're up.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at the stone giant.
Okay. And what are you saying to him?
I am telling it that we left its brother behind and it's stuck in a staircase.
Hey, and he did not save, so... okay. Anything else?
And I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Belvadere. And then I'm going to... can I go up those stairs?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go up the stairs and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. So, saying hurtful words to this stone guardian in front of you, Avalana is attempting to get into his head, though it doesn't seem as effective as it normally would be. and then saying a few small inspirational words, Belvedere feels a little rejuvenated, and Evelana quickly dashes up the stairway. But with that, the giant will come to his feet now, taking half of his movement, which is fortunate because he's not going to take any other movement because he doesn't have to. And then he's going to...
Now I rolled a shard die.
Yes. And is there any way you can, like, change it so your audio's not coming out so loud? Or...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because it's just reverberating super loud back into the stream.
When your mic is on, we can hear ourselves.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 15 if he doesn't save, and that's wisdom save. He does not save, so he'll take more damage.
Is that better?
Hopefully. We'll see. So standing up, he is going to... He's going to look over at Cedric and going to swipe the hammer down, but you can see this is a bit of an unnatural attack as he swipes, and bringing the hammer at a 17 to hit.
Nope, it bounces off my shield.
Okay, as it makes contact with your shield, the reverberation is so strong that you feel that he infused a bit of extra energy into it. I need you to give me a wisdom save, please. All right, so unfortunately, you're unable to save from the reverberation that ends up slowing you to a halt.
Oh, you bastard.
Not able to use your reactions. Your speed is halved, and you can only take one attack on your turn. The target can take an action or a bonus. You can either take an action or a bonus, but not both. And the effect lasts for 1 minute. You can repeat your saving throw at the end of your turn only.
You bastard.
And that will
You
end.
took away like my main thing.
I did, didn't I? That will end his turn, though. So, Cedric, what are you gonna do?
My saving throw.
You can't. You have to.
I thought it said at the end.
It's at the end. But we'll go ahead and put that at the
okay.
end.
I thought I had to wait till the end to actually do it.
Mm-hmm. 15 does not hit, though. Go ahead and roll the save.
Woo.
See, that's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, you're able to break out of it and able to kind of shake or jar that reverberation out of your body. But it did have a pretty good effect on you as it landed. Vormash is going to kind of take a cue from Evelana here and back the hell away. And in doing so, he's going to which one do I want? I think this. He's going to look forward, kind of reaching his hand out, pointing his finger in the direction of the stone giant, and is going to cast Hellish Rebuke. He needs to Dex save. What's that?
Hellish Rebuke is the reaction, I think.
Is it? Oh. Wait, let me look. Can you tell? Oh, it does. He doesn't even have it filled in, so it doesn't say that on here. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's why I didn't have a thing for it. Okay, fine. Then I'm just going to start blasting him with something. What am I going to blast him with? I guess just back to Frostbite. Try that, because that seems helpful right now. So con save for the Stone Giant Guardian. Oh, nat 20.
It's almost
So
like a warlock using Eldritch Blast.
it is pretty much, because he's trying to get the extra benefit off of it to help the party, but unfortunately the attack does not hit. Belvedere, you're up.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
That's what's stated now, so. Correct? It's stood
Yep.
up. I will use the breath attack.
Okay.
So 4d6.
Yep, it is a dex save. Right. A dex save 13. So he saves, but it will take half damage off of that. Okay, anything else?
Fortunately, no.
Okay. All right, so feeling this dragon's breath kind of build up inside you, you let out this acid type dragon's breath that coats the front side of this stone Goliath in front of you, not taking a lot of damage from it, but it definitely did a little something. Not much though. It's still saved against it, so you could tell that it wasn't going to be as effective as usual. Avalana, you're up.
Alright, so since my Vicious Mockery didn't seem to work very well, I'm going to try to crossbow
Okay.
the golem. So let's see how that works.
Yeah, 23 hits. Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Cedric.
Okay.
And I'm going to move a little bit, and then that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. So firing off the crossbow bolt, again, it kind of bounces and kind of nicks the shoulder of this this stone golem as it hits, doing only a small amount of damage, and then saying a few inspirational words, trying to get Cedric ready, and then move out of the way a little bit and prepare for the next attack. With that, the Golem definitely has his attention set on Cedric here. Going to take damage here. And again, taking his massive hammer in his hand, strikes it down, infusing it with the additional effects. Oh no, I can't. Hold on. Wait, one sec.
You have to roll that d6.
Yep, nope, that's not happening. So he swipes it down twice in your direction. Second one, I'm guessing, is the only one that's going to hit.
Nah.
Nah, maybe
I have
not.
a 30 armor class, don't you remember?
Oh yeah, remember that super OP armor you gave me? So as he swipes down, bringing this hammer that he has in his hand, hitting for 15 bludgeoning damage, you feel it is super potent, and damn does it hurt. But you are up.
I'm going to swing my longsword.
Alrighty. 19 hits.
I'd also like to do the same thing, do a trip attack.
Okay, so dex save.
Strength.
Oh, strength. Okay. Against DC, what was it, 14?
14.
Okay. Holy shit. Fucking +6 to strength and he still failed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd like to make my extra attack.
Okay.
I rolled the exact same damage.
Yep. Second one is not going to hit, though.
Jesus. I'm going to use my second wind.
Okay. And heal yourself up a little bit. So taking your longsword and bringing it down.
Jesus.
Oh wow, that's a good second wind. Okay, so bringing the longsword down, you feel it hits, but even as you make purchase with it, it kind of bounces off a little bit, not getting as good of an impact that you would feel that it should make. And then immediately, as soon as you make contact with it, catching its attention, you kick out the leg from under it, trying to knock it to the ground, and you're successful in doing so. But again, like last time, you bring the longsword down the second time, and you were unable to actually connect with him. Vormash, on the other hand, is going to continue doing things. He's going to go ahead and keep tossing this frostbite, because this is just trying to help. He can save on that, but he can't save on anything else. So casting frostbite, immediately noticing it's not making contact here, and is going to move around to the backside here. Belvadere, you're up.
Alrighty. And attack twice with Serious Wrath.
Okay. Both hit. That's a beefy attack right there. And 22, 31. All right, so bringing your flame tongue longsword down, you make the first attack and it lands perfect. As it hits, you watch as like a big chunk of its shoulder starts to fall off of it. You immediately draw back and you take a second swipe at it, cutting off part of its arm, like a big chunk of its arm crumpling to the ground. This thing looks pretty damn banged up after these two attacks alone, but does still look healthy enough to continue fighting. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Avalana, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna shoot a crossbow again.
Okay. Yep, it hits. Alrighty, anything else?
I'm just gonna tell it it's stupid.
Quit being stupid. So you fire off the crossbow, quickly launches in the direction of this stone golem, and as it makes contact again, it kind of bounces off a little bit. You notice that it leaves a little kind of nick into the side of it, but it doesn't seem to do a lot of damage to him. And with that, you're back at his turn, and he's going to... Yep. Going to bring the hammer down.
Belvadere.
And then he's going to... Oh, no. You, Cedric.
Belvedere's damage for Spirit Guardian.
Oh, yeah. Spirit Guardian. So using half his movement, he's going to stand up, swiping the hammer as he stands. Yeah. What is that? Wisdom save, 1 second.
22, my wisdom save.
14, so he saves against that, so only taking half.
I forget you also get +3 in my aura.
So yeah, as he swipes, the attack is going to land, but you're able to actually save against the kind of reverberating feeling that you got from his very jarring attack. However, he's still going to deal 24 bludgeoning damage as the hammer strikes true. And that's not even the crit damage either. That's unfortunate.
That's
Holy
ridiculous.
shit. That was almost max damage too. Wow.
That hurt.
That hurt a lot. And as the kind of hammer strikes true, you see quickly recoils back and prepares for his next attack. And with that, it is your turn, Cedric.
I will swing at it with my longsword.
Okay. Oh. Ouch.
Ah.
Ouch. Guess I better get that table up, huh? Let's see.
So should I make my other attack, or will this interrupt?
1 second. So as you swipe forward, trying to jab your longsword into the kind of torso area of this golem, you overextend, and he's able to quickly react to your attack and bring the hammer down an additional time. 25 to hit.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Dealing an additional 15 bludgeoning damage as it lands true, striking you across your back as you overextend.
I'm still alive.
You're still alive though. So
I get
yes,
to
you
make
can you can now make your second attack.
Yay.
Oh, ouch. Unfortunately, the second attack does not land either, as you try to react to it. Taking such like a strong shot to the back like that kind of threw you off a little, and you kind of stumble and you just kind of swipe backwards trying to hit him the second time, but you're unable to actually connect. Anything else?
No. I'm just messing around.
All right. Run away, run away.
I don't have that option. I'm not a rogue.
You're not a rogue, and you don't have Misty Step, so... Ormash is just going to stick to what he's been doing because he doesn't have much else. So he's going to con save. He's got to fail one of these. Holy shit. Not that
Apparently
one,
not.
apparently. And that's going to be his turn. Belvadere, you're up.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Going to attack with Sturdust Wrath both times.
Alrighty. Yep, first one hits. Alright.
Inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, second one hits too. Go ahead and give me damage on it. Alright, so we have 18, 23, 30. Nice. Alright, so again, like your last set of attacks, you swipe through, the first one landing perfectly. You see, again, as part of its left arm kind of crumples off, the hand included, as you make your second strike, the cut kind of cleaves through the rest of it, watching it as it drops to the floor below. This thing's looking pretty banged up here. Not looking too good. Avalana, you're up.
I'm gonna try Vicious Mockery again.
Okay. Wisdom save. He fails.
Good.
Anything else?
I'm gonna just move closer to the lava pit, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. So saying a couple of hurtful words, noticing again that not much is getting through and doing much damage to him, and you make your way to the east towards the lava pit. But beyond that, the golem still stands, and he, taking so much damage from Belvedere and losing his left arm, he is going to... Wait, what happened there?
What happened where?
On my screen. He's going to take his hammer in hand and swipe down twice at Belvedere.
I'm going to use my reaction.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Unfortunate. So as he's swiping down with the first attack, you see as the hammer gets closer to Belvedere, you try to kind of bring your longsword forward and swipe into him. Unfortunately, you're unable to actually hit him as he's kind of moving in this kind of feverish pace, bringing the hammer down twice at him. Both attacks do land, dealing 27 and 18 bludgeoning damage. Oh,
Well, balls.
Hold on. Hold on.
I don't know why that took so long. Like, shit, this has been laggy for like all day.
He fails. Hold on.
Again, good.
Oh, it's still not enough, though.
I'll make it enough.
So the Spirit Guardian, doing his thing, rushing forward, and just starts beating into this stone golem. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kind of crumple him to the ground, but he makes his swipes at Belvedere, both swipes landing true. Again, 27 and 18 bludgeoning damage, none of which can be mitigated, as they are magic.
Barely a scratch on Belvedere.
No, I'm unconscious.
Oh.
That's like, what, 45 damage at 31 HP?
So, Belvedere drops to the ground, unmoving. Will be doing death saves on his turn.
I feel like I probably still skimmed back a couple feet, too, from that last blow. It's like crumple in the heap.
Yes, 19 hits.
Why can't these be
Why
reversed?
can't that crit be the one?
But I'm going to burn a superiority die.
Okay.
Another trip attack.
Go ahead and give me damage first. So as you land your attack...
I did not mean to do 38.
Go ahead and re-roll that, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and tell me how you just killed the stone golem.
Okay, so the hammer swings down and knocks out Belvedere. Then, as he's like leaned down after that swing, I bring my longsword up into his neck area, lopping off the stone head.
Nice. Let's see. Hey, like that. Yeah, you should definitely do that. So as you make contact and you swipe upward, getting a nice kind of almost like an uppercut type motion with the longsword, you're able to quickly lop off the head and watch as this thing just crumples, the entire body collapsing to the ground into just giant pieces of rock and stone laying on the ground directly beside Belvedere, who's unconscious on the ground. Can
I do a medicine check?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Let me see something. Belvedere, do you have any hit die left?
Nope.
That is unfortunate.
I have a potion of healing on me, though.
Okay. So yeah, you can medicine check if you want, Cedric.
12, he's awake. He's stable, I mean.
Yep. So he's stabilized, but obviously has no health at the moment. You would have to long rest before you would start getting... No, you don't have to death save right now.
I just wanted to roll to see what how I did.
Let's see what he has, because I don't remember what Formosh has in his inventory.
Can I search Belvedere for his healing potion?
Vormash is actually going to rush up and take one of his potions of healing and use that. So go ahead and get the 2d4 plus 2, Belvedere. Okay, so as Vormash quickly rushes up trying to feed him this potion, immediately feels his life surge back into him.
I think we're out of initiative.
Yeah, you're out of combat right now.
Okay, can I jump down off the ledge?
Yeah.
Okay. Cedric,
Yes.
so I have one spell left I can use for healing, and you look pretty bad, and Belvedere looks terrible as well. Who should I use it on?
I've got, I still have a potion of healing and lay on hands left over, so.
And Vormash offers his potion of healing as well, kind of reaching into his pouch and holding it out.
So who wants me to heal them with my spell?
Give it to Cedric for now, since he's still worse off.
Okay.
Okay. So 9.
Thank you.
All right, so taking an additional 9 healing. Vormash offering his potion. Cedric, do you have any hit die left?
No.
That's unfortunate too.
Is he offering it to me?
Yeah.
The potion. Okay, I'll take that.
To whoever wants to take it.
I have a potion as well if someone needs it.
I think hold on to it for now. I'll take mine, and then Cedric can take his, and I think we should be alright for the time being.
So this hammer, is it like much too big to be used by us, or could we use it?
So, as you walk over and start to look at the remains of this stone golem, and you're kind of pushing stuff out of the way, you're noticing as soon as you place your hand against anything, it turns to this very fine powder and crumbles to the ground. It turns into just this pile, but as it's doing so, you're noticing there are a couple of things kind of lodged into the powder, kind of hidden underneath of it. Look at that max healing roll right there.
I know, right?
Screw you.
DM,
Yep.
I have a healer's kit. Can I heal people with that, or is that just to stabilize?
It can be used to heal.
You need a
But-
feat for that.
Yeah, you have to have a feat to do so.
Okay, so never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, there's a medic, and then there's a second one as well. I think it's healer. Both of those feats you could use, but yeah, you would have to have them in order to use them.
So what are we finding in this golem?
I don't know. Are you searching it?
Yes.
All
Does,
right.
is the tour sense tingling?
No. And as I explained to Cedric, and I kind of wanted to clarify this too, magic items appear as if you're looking at people. So they have that same hue to it. It doesn't, unless the item is an item of Ezator's creation, it would just glow like a normal person. Where like, if you look at, say, if you look at Cedric's sword, and it's out by itself, it has no glow to it. But like if he picks it up, it starts to glow a little bit from him touching the sword, because his sword's not magical. Where if you looked at yours, it would glow all the time because it's a magical sword. If it's an Ezator item, it has that very vibrant kind of glow to it, similar to like your shard, or if you look at yourself now that you have the shard in your hand. So that's kind of how I'm trying to make it so it doesn't like immediately identify magic items.
Right, so it's not like detect. This doesn't
Exactly.
qualify detect magic or identify.
Correct. It doesn't do so. And it would be very easy to. This is how I'm justifying Avalana being able to get that ring past you, and not be able to tell that ring was magical in any way, or if it was magical. Because she reached down and touched it, and even if you looked at her as she's holding that item, it looks like it's glowing as if she's touching it normally. So you have a hard time distinguishing that it would actually be a magical item or not.
I was actually going to ask because I thought maybe I'd seen it before with some sort of glow before anyone ever picked it up. Because I did the search of the loot before anyone else grabbed anything, and particularly those two items you said stuck out.
Yeah, well.
Either way, I'm not going to say anything about it currently. I'm just going with it.
Yep, and this kind of thing is kind of hard with homebrew items. It's kind of hard to manage that over time, and we'll get it fine-tuned to the point where it'll be easier to kind of look over. And that's why I wanted to clarify here, so going forward, if you ask about that item, I'd be able to tell you. Like if you find loot and you're taking a look at it, you'd be able to identify if it's magical or not just based on looking at it if nobody else is touching it. But the moment somebody puts their hand on that item, it immediately gets that glow similar to the person touching it. So it's easy to kind of deceive you with it too, because they could, reach down and whatever is there can be glowing. And if somebody offers you an item and they have it in their hands, maybe it's glowing. You don't know if it's a magic item or not, though. You see? So,
well, before anyone picks up anything that's within the golem dust, is there anything that stands out? I'll make an investigation check if you'd like me to.
Yeah, you guys can search around inside and see what you find.
Terrible.
And Avalana, you said you're searching for traps. Where are you searching for traps?
On the second level,
Okay.
where me and Vormash were.
Okay, so if you're going to check up there, you're going to have to go up there to check because it's only going to be 30 feet from you. So, and in what direction?
I am, like I said, searching through the golem because you said there are items.
Yep. What direction are you searching, Avalana, for traps?
Left.
To your left?
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead and give me an investigation check. Belvadere, as you look down, you notice 3 potion vials sitting within the kind of stone rubble here, the dusty rubble that remains. One of which looks a little different than most you've seen, but the other 2 have the same reddish hue that you're accustomed to, but they look a little bigger than normal. And then as you're looking around, both Cedric and Belvedere, you see a set of armor that seems to have been kind of covered up underneath of it. However, the armor does not have a glow to it.
What kind of armor is it?
I don't know. You'd have to pull it out of the dust to see, wouldn't you?
Well, yes, that's what I'm doing.
As you reach down and start pulling this armor out, you notice that it feels super light. You notice it looks like full plate mail, but it feels super light in your hands.
Would I know what this is?
What's that?
Would I know what this is based off of its lightness?
Yeah, probably.
Belvadere eyes this armor with interest as well. As
Of course he does.
I'll pick up the potions.
Of course Belvedere does. Avalana, as you look out to the west, you notice nothing that appears to be harmful to you. You do see the pit to the far west in that other chamber, kind of similar to the one in the center of the main chamber here. And then as you're kind of peeking around, you do notice a doorway with the sound of humming coming from the northwest of that chamber. But beyond that, you don't see anything negative or harmful towards you.
I'm gonna slowly, peek my head into the room, see if there's anything of note in there.
Okay. And for the two of you, and I'll let you argue over it.
I'm going to take it.
That's mithril plate mail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I assume so, at least.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, if you want to trade, I'll trade you the mithril for the sword.
So it's half the weight of normal plate mail, no disadvantage on your rolls, and it's a bluish color, faint blue.
Fancy.
Avalana, to the northwest, the only thing you see is the doorway that leads to another chamber, from which you hear the humming sound. But beyond that, that's really all you see. Kind of peeking in, you take note of what appears to be another teleportation portal, possibly the one that the Fire King was mentioning to you before.
I'm gonna return to my party and I'm gonna tell them that I found the portal he was talking about. That I think I found the portal he was talking about.
So, the party down here, unless you want to spend time identifying the other potion, you do notice that the two red potions were of greater healing, so you have two of those now in your possession.
I'll hand one to Cedric. Just say, you can hold on to the plate mail for now, my friend. We'll talk about it. Later.
Okay. I will equip the plate mail.
Okay. Taking 10 minutes to take off your current and 5 to put your other on, unless somebody is helping you.
Can I identify the other thing while he's doing that?
You can give me an Arcana check, yeah.
I can't use the identify ritual?
Oh yeah, you can do that. I mean, it takes 10 minutes as well, right?
Yeah,
I'm already using 10 minutes.
Yeah, and he's already using 10 minutes, so absolutely you can do that. Avalana, you find this. One sec. What? There it is. Finally. Come on. Give me what I want here. There.
Greater healing potions are 40 4+4, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So you find this, and it is the third entry on that list.
Hey guys,
Hmm.
so this is a potion of fire giant strength.
Nifty.
That sounds useful.
It will change your strength score for an hour to 25. Whatever that means.
Definitely makes you feel stronger, that's for sure. And as she kind of mentions this to the party, describing the kind of fiery effects that it appears to have, looking similar to the lava in the chamber itself. And she kind of discusses what she believes this to be. Echoing through the chambers again, off to the west, you once again hear the same voice that you've heard so far in this chamber, who says, "Meddling fools, you don't know what danger you've just put yourselves into. Perhaps I'll just feed you to my pets instead."
Surely you're a being of your word.
You say that, and a couple seconds pass, and then you hear him reply, "Of my word, the only thing that I have promised you was that you could leave, or you could fight."
No, you said we would meet you.
And you hear his voice cackling and echoing through the chambers, and "Ha ha ha ha! What makes you think you're not?"
You just said you were gonna feed us to your pets, man. So I'm just making sure you remember that you said we were gonna meet you.
Very well. Come to my chambers and find for yourself. As everybody kind of looks around this room, you're noticing there isn't a lot here. It looks almost ceremonial. The pits here and the one up here that Avalana saw, they almost look like they're places for individuals come to. They would come to this statue to perform some of the rituals and kind of invoke. They're kind of looking for blessings from the Allfather. And
that was the statue we fought. This guy was the statue we fought, right?
Correct.
So the hammer wasn't able to be used by us?
No, it dissolved into the same ash pile that the other stuff did.
Dang, that was powerful.
Yeah, it was. Belvadere, you move to the northwest of that chamber and you see the same portal that Avalana was telling you about. Kind of looking around, you're not seeing anything that really stands out to you. This looks like, as I kind of mentioned, it looks like more of a ceremonial chamber than anything else. You don't see any pathways out from the way that you came in. Or except for the way you came in.
As I pass by Avalana, I'll ask her, alright, if I hold on to that potion for now?
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Oh, we did, okay. Then I'm also gonna say, just whisper to her, And if you really want to hold on to, other magic items that bad, you can only just ask. You don't have to hide them from us. And I'll just wink and keep walking.
I didn't hear anything that Belvadere said. It all cut out.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He said that basically that he knows that you took the ring and it was magical.
DM, does he actually know that?
You were able to deceive the others, but he technically would have noticed that it had magical properties to it. He just doesn't know what those properties are. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a ring of tell time, for all he knows. You have a...
Could be a ring of summon 1 rat per an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's magical.
That's all he knows.
You told us otherwise, so it just doesn't care right now. Too busy with other things. And I want to investigate this pool up here.
Mm-hmm. You notice as you kind of peek in, the kind of flow of the lava inside of it. It dips down, and kind of as it dips, every now and then you see little bits like of iron and steel kind of poke through. You as you look, it's everywhere in here. It doesn't look like there's a lot of lava inside of the pit, but it's potent and it's just bubbling the entire time, and it kind of boils over on occasion. As you're looking, give me a religion check. Based on your religious connection to Tyr, you believe this is probably like a pit where individuals will bring weapons and they'll kind of drop them down into the pit as kind of like a religious offering, attempting to please the Allfather and gain blessing for their craftsmanship and additional work that they are doing within the temple itself. Yeah, you can investigate the room for hidden passages. And as you're kind of searching around the northern chambers here, you're not finding anything. Looks pretty solid, like really solid, like rock.
I'd like to take out take the great sword I have and put it into the pool.
The great sword?
Yeah, I have just a normal great sword.
Okay.
And say a quick prayer to the Allfather in Tyr.
Okay. And as you do, you notice as soon as you lower it down into this pit, it begins to bubble and boil over again, and kind of pours out onto the floor itself. And that lasts for 30-40 seconds, and then it settles back down again, goes back to its normal bubbling and churning.
I think it's time for us to move on. I don't see much else we could do here, at least.
I thought that's what we were trying to do.
What?
I thought we were trying to find a way out.
There's another passage down south.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're making your way out of the chambers and heading back to the south. All right. So as you begin to round the corner, you notice that the wall of fire ahead still stands, but slowly begins to divide itself. And before we do anything else, we'll go ahead and take our 5-minute break here.
Cool.
Cool. All right, chat. I need 5 minutes. Gonna go to the restroom, grab something to drink, and then when we come back, we will get the conclusion of this session and prepare them for the adventure.
Just
to
remember,
come.
I offered you the choice,
So-
Belvadere.
I will be back in just a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm perfectly fine with the situation as it were.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll be back. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's not like you need mithril armor anyway with your -1 dex.
Part of the reason why like don't care, really. Even if I did have decent dex, I'd be like
I'll give you some gold to buy plate armor. Welcome back. Welcome back, Forge. I got dinner, I got a drink, I'm ready.
All right. Getting ready to get back to the action here in just a second. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you are enjoying our session. Should go until 10:30. So a bit of story and such coming up, and possible combat. We will see. Depends on how they handle things, I guess. But yeah, thank you for being here. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be over on the MTD stream for the... I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I'll be over on the MTD stream with our friends from Castle Mac, and welcome to the party.
Yeah.
I think so. I think Avalon is back. And then we'll be back here streaming. Fate will be streaming at 10:30. So make sure you tune in for that. He's doing a late night stream for us.
What's your AC, Belvadere?
Yeah, should be fun, interesting. I hope you guys
So close.
Enjoy it. Let's get back to our action, though, shall we? Kind of
what
what everybody is waiting on here. So let's push forward and see what happens. All right, everybody is here. Abby, you're here too?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So yeah, as you round the corner and you take a look to the south, towards the wall of fire, you notice that it is slowly starting to divide. Pull that out of the way. And remove those. Slowly starting to divide, showing you the path forward into a massive chamber ahead. As you slowly begin... Oh, damn it. I just moved the wrong thing. Again. Because that was the wrong layer. As you begin to move ahead, you notice the last remnants of the firewall slowly begin to dissipate, showing you the way into the chamber ahead. Make our way down here and through. As you enter, you take a look around, and I also need to do this. So, taking a look around the chambers, 12 pillars stand leading from the floor to the ceiling, some reaching almost 100 feet high, bracing against the ceiling, unlike anything you have seen before. On the ceiling itself, waves of magma flow across it, some crashing against the outer walls and against themselves like waves on the ocean. An occasional drip of the magma falls and crashes to the floor below, searing the tile, but immediately evaporating. Go ahead and move him here. To the immediate west and east, two chambers housing very large basins holding boiling magma, which similarly boils over at times onto the floor. In this chamber, even with your potion protecting you, the metal against your skin and your weapons feels like fire in your hands. Directly ahead, up a stairwell leading almost 10 foot up to the next platform, sits a massive throne with fire radiating around it. At the sides of the throne, two beasts, similar to the two you encountered when you entered the cavern, flank the sides, uncaring of your presence as they lay beside the throne. And this is what you see.
Not terrifying whatsoever.
As you
I'm
enter...
going to... Oh,
What's it?
are you not done?
Nope, I'm not done. I wanted to show you the picture.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the Hellhounds on the map?
They are not on the map. because they are laying at his side and they're not
Oh.
doing anything at the moment. They're just laying there.
Basically, he's covering them with his token.
Kind of, sort of, yes. They're laying, at the side of his massive throne here. As you enter, the massive figure stands. His hair like fire, which licks through the points of his crown, which he wears upon his head. His armor glowing an orangish hue, as if it was pulled directly from a forge itself and put upon his skin. His great sword, a massive weapon of destruction, is constructed of the finest iron found within the Iron Mountain itself. And as he kind of paces his way and walks around the side, you take a closer look at his massive great sword and notice a star-filled black crystal embedded into the hilt, hovering in the opening in the center. He flourishes the blade a bit. You notice as the sword whips through the air, it seemingly ignites the oxygen that remains in the room, leaving a trail of fire behind it. He looks down at you, chuckles a bit, says, "What good you think would ever come of you entering my temple? The Flathammer once tried it. I repelled an entire army. What hope could you possibly have of defeating me?"
We do not wish to defeat you. We've come to ask for your help.
How quaint. A discussion with mortals. Very well. Entertain me.
Are you familiar with the one called Tyrus?
I'm trying. Freya,
Go ahead. I can't hear you, Abby.
is it Freyas or Freas?
It's Freus, but you know him as the Fire King.
Oh, Fire King? Is there any way we could perhaps arrange a trade for what we desire from you? Because you seem to not quite care for what happens below this mountain. And we obviously do not wish to fight you because we would obviously lose. So is there any way we could trade?
And he stops for a second looking in your direction and says, "What could you possibly have that I would want?"
I don't know. Have you ever been with a half-elf?
He chuckles. Doesn't seem to really care or be fazed by your comment. And looks over the rest of the party and says, What have you got?"
I'll step forward a little bit. Perhaps we could trade in favors for your assistance in the matters. And ask once again, are you familiar with the one called Tyrus? The one that calls himself Tyrus?
He shakes his head, flourishes the blade a little bit, and says, "What would I care of some being calling himself a god when I am one?"
Well, Tyrus wishes the destruction of the entirety of the Living Isles and beyond. He will leave nothing in his nothing left in his wake. We've already encountered him. He grows in power each day. We come requesting aid at the behest of King Stormholm and Ezitor in order to gain the power in which to defeat him.
Ezator, I've heard that name. Oh. It was this, wasn't it? This is what you come for. And he takes the sword and flourishes it again, the flames licking off the back end of the sword as he holds the blade out, standing it upright so you can look directly into the hilt, seeing a small black crystal kind of hovering between the outside edges of the hilt, almost magically being held into place, or seemingly magically held into place. But on closer look, you can see the finest points of the crystal dig into the blade and the hilt itself.
Indeed, and I will pull out and show him my own shard. We've been set on a quest to collect these in order to utilize their power to defeat Tyrannus once and for all before he completes his ascension and attains and becomes a true deity.
He looks at you and says, It's interesting, you know. Funny story with this gem. It was locked away in this cavern from which I had built my temple. Pathetic shrine to some wizard. I'm guessing you know of him. This gem was the only part worth keeping. Beautiful, isn't it? I can feel its power coursing through my body. However, more to your request, aid to the Living Isles. Why would I care? All I care is to see the Flathammer vermin fall. Anything beyond that is inconsequential to me.
Sort of out of character. We thought they already destroyed the Flathammers? I'm kind of confused.
You know the Flathammer tribe still exists. They ran from Clycare Island. And when the Gladamain left the Rent Key and moved to Clycare Island, to Kalido, and established Kalido, the Flathammer took their former city on the Rent Key.
The Flathammers are part of the Alliance, then.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we can assist you in eliminating them.
Perhaps. If you manage to survive long enough, of course.
Fire King, can I explain something?
You can explain whatever you like, I cannot.
What is happening currently is we are meeting, the Alliance and the Empire are meeting, and we are going to have a truce to fight Tyrannus, but afterwards, there probably may not be a truce anymore, and we might be at war again. And we could help you destroy the Flathammers, who are on the Alliance side, after Tyrannus is taken care of.
As you
But
say
first,
this,
we need the gem.
oh, that changes things. At first, as you start to mention your willingness to aid in the removal of the Flathammer tribe, you see he pays a little closer attention, obviously, similar to what he did when Belvadere spoke of being sent here by the king as you guys being his emissaries. And as you're talking and you make mention of helping him to get rid of the Flathammer, he starts to come to an agreement and thinks perhaps this will be a good idea. And then you mention the shard and that you've come for it. And he stops. And he looks at you really closely and says, "If you intend to take this from my grasp, you will have to defeat me, little girl."
Is there no way possible that you will just loan it to us? We don't need it forever. We just need it to defeat Tyrus. And we really, really don't want to fight you.
He looks at you and says, "Do you remember that boulder that hit Ilotiran when you were leaving the city?"
Yeah, that was kind of funny because it hit Bormage over there.
Yes. It was tossed by one of our machines. We had a bit of bad luck and it hit places we didn't intend. But make no mistake, we are not friends with the Empire. In fact, we stand on our own. We don't need the guidance and strength of a king, or his military, or any of the individuals around this isle. If anything, you should bow to us. But you came here for this gem, so obviously you don't expect to leave here without it. He whirls the blade again, the fire kind of licking off the back edges of the blade. And then he points it, just dead center in front of him, point on the ground. And he looks straight ahead and says, "Perhaps a friendly wager is in order. A contest of strength, endurance, and willpower. You win, the gem is yours, along with 1,000 of my finest troops to aid the realm and help rid everybody of these dwarves and their pathetic alliance. If you lose, you will die, and the Kragdus will destroy Stormhold Keep for your actions."
I look at Belvadere because he's made it clear that he's the decision cider of the group.
Does this also...
He's the decidinator.
Yeah.
Decisionator?
The decisionator.
Decisionist? Does this include you lending us your power in that gem in order to defeat Tyrus?
He nods once, says, "I'm a man of my word. If you win, you can have this shard."
Then Belvadere will kneel before Evans and say, "Then tell us what we need to do, Fire King."
As I mentioned, defeat me, and it's yours.
What's the competition?
He grins, lifts the sword, takes a step forward. Me, of course.
Oh, boss.
As this is going on back behind you, you notice the wall of flames immediately erupts, closing you off from exiting the chambers. He swirls or twirls the greatsword a bit, pulling it up, kind of puffing his chest out a bit as he holds it, and looks at you and says, "You came to my domain and slaughtered my men. I didn't come to you looking for a fight. You brought one here. Such are the repercussions for intruding yourself into my domain. Fight me, or I'll just kill you at ease."
I'm gonna drink my potion of greater healing right now.
Okay.
I'll use my land hands and drink the potion of regular healing.
Well, sounds like we have no choice but to fight, but I'll leave the decision to our leader, Belvadere.
And he looks, kind of looking around at everybody and says, "Don't worry. It'll be a fair fight. You don't have to worry about somebody else coming in here to fight you as well. I'll take care of you on my own, one by one. If you defeat me, then so be it. I won't kill you until all of you fall to the ground."
Does he, this like, seems pretty sure that this is the only way this is going to go, or that there's no other alternatives?
You feel it's pretty safe to assume that this was a challenge from him. Like, he is giving you an ultimatum. Fight him and defeat him.
Is he asking us to fight him one-on-one, one by one each, or we all attack him at once? And
no, he's just saying that he will not kill you outright until all four of you have fallen and are no more use to him. So he's saying he will spare your life long enough for all four of you to fall. That's basically what he's saying. He won't just kill you outright and then move on to the next person.
Okay, that didn't really answer my question. Does he expect us, like Belvadere goes, then I go?
No. No, you don't get any indication that he's going to require you to fight him 1v1.
Okay.
Yeah, I get the indication that this is, without having to roll insight, I mean, there's no alternative. This isn't some sort of test. It's either fight or die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you are asking him, he just nods in your direction.
Belvadere will draw his sword.
That's all right.
And activate, using his bonus action, activate the flare.
Alright. Let's go ahead and get everybody to roll initiative then.
You are just terrible with Vormash.
I am. Let me tell you. His rolls have been just awful, man. Alright.
To be fair, only Avalana rolled good.
Yes. So let's see what's about to happen here. Avalana, you're up.
I'm gonna vicious mockery him, and I'm gonna tell him to. I'm basically gonna do like the bada thing, you know, like try to distract him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead and give me the roll. Oh, just the first one. Wisdom save. And he fails, so he takes full damage.
So, giants count as huge creatures, right?
Yes.
Crap. I can't stone golem him.
Cannot.
And he should have disadvantage on his next attack.
All right.
Nice.
So.
And then I'm gonna move, and that'll be my turn.
All right. And with that, you start getting into his head, trying to be a distraction to him, and then quickly dashing and trying to get out of plain sight. Cedric, it is now your turn. Yeah, that hits. And that hits as well.
Finally, something that wasn't a 1 on the die.
Nice.
Then I'm going to use my action surge.
Alrighty. Alright. That hits as well. All four making contact.
And then I'd like to burn a superiority die to do maneuvering strike to get Belvedere the chance to
Move.
let's go with Formash.
Okay. So is he supposed to move? He's just supposed to move to get into attack and just attack from. He can attack.
He can
from
move
range,
wherever
right?
he wants.
Yeah. And it's half of his movement actually, right?
Yeah.
So he'll move back here.
And he takes an extra point of damage.
An extra point of damage from it. He's going to, similar to everything else that he's been doing. Well, maybe. Hold on. No, he's going to first. Does it have to be an attack?
It just gives him the opportunity to move. He can't do anything.
Oh, he can't attack or anything. Okay.
He
Got
moves
it.
15 feet, and that's it.
Yep. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Never mind. Then that's what he will do on his turn. So yeah.
We're thinking of Commander Strike.
Yeah, I am thinking Commander Strike. So kind of giving Vormash the opportunity to get out of the way here. He does so quickly, trying to get back and kind of away from this individual. And then landing all 4 of your strikes. Each one of them feel like they're gaining purchase and doing a massive amount of damage. And as you're hitting, they're just striking true, every single one of them. And you watch as, at first, he was kind of laughing it off, and then his laugh got turned into a very serious look. And then it turned to anger. And then after the 4th strike, he looks down at you. His eyes narrow, and he grips tightly onto the great sword. And that's going to be all he can do right now until his turn. Belvedere, you're up.
I'll move up into melee range and attack.
Alrighty.
Sue's Wrath.
Yeah, yep, that hits. Okay. And that hits too. Anything else?
I am like literally out of anything else extra I can do at this point. I am fully tapped.
So as you strike true with both shots, as you hit him, you notice the fire damage off the sword is just nothing. He mitigates it and just kind of chuckles at you as the fire hits his body. However, both of them do strike true. And actually, I forgot something. Belvedere and Cedric. Cedric, I need you to give me 2 con saves.
Why?
I need you to give me 2 con saves. Belvedere, I need you to give me 1. Okay, first one's good. Second one's good. Belvedere, as you strike him, the first time you feel your sword heating up as it goes through the air, but then you reach back and you bring it down the second time, and as it makes contact, it feels so hot in your hand that you're forced to drop it. And immediately, as you strike him with the second hit, it immediately hits so... It burns your hand or scalds your hand so much that it falls from your hand and drops to the ground in front of you, kind of landing on the stairway. I forgot about the lair action for
fuck
what
this
I
guy's
built.
lair actions.
Kind of. It's the environment more than it is him. But with that, he is going to look. Belvedere now, dropping his sword, looking, kind of looks in his direction, and then with a backhand brings the great sword down and attacks at Cedric.
He misses, so I'm going to use a superiority die to riposte.
Okay. Do it.
Turns out that if you hold control, which I use for my push to talk, and scroll...
And scroll, it'll back you out of the window. Yeah, I know. It happens to me all the time. Okay, well, he is 17, does not hit.
Well, crap.
Oh, crap. And then he's going to, as he watches Belvedere drop his sword, he's going to take his great sword and swipe at him as well with a 13 to hit, and does not. Vormash, seeing all of this happen ahead of him, a little terrified, to be honest, because it's a giant after all. He is going to cast. What is he going to cast? He's going to cast something. But he's going to cast Catapult. Dex save. And he's basically trying to formulate like just any kind of junk he can get and build it into this like ball of just something to hit him with. And as it flings forward, he saves against it, so it takes no damage. So as the this ball of this etherealness flies in his direction, the Fraphius, the stone giant, or Freyas, the stone giant, looks up and sees it coming. Our fire giant looks up, sees it coming, ducks out of the way, grips onto his sword for a second, and lifts it, pointing the blade in Vormash's direction, but will end his turn there. Avalana, you're up.
I'm gonna do the same thing again, just vicious mockery.
That's a big giant. Wisdom save. 1 sec. He saves again. Or saves this time.
Alright, then that's the end of my turn.
Alright, and he fortunately didn't hit any of his attacks, because it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because he would have had disadvantage, so he would have missed them anyway. But hearing Avalana begin to try to get into his head, he kind of chuckles a little bit, kind of giving her like a side eye, looking at her like, yeah, okay, I'll remember that. But otherwise, that is going to end his turn. Cedric, you're up. Uh, 20 hits. Okay.
Max damage.
Max damage. Okay. 13 does not, though.
That's all I got.
Okay, go ahead and give me another con save.
I forgot.
Unfortunate. So you swipe through the first one, making solid contact, but then as you bring it back and you swipe the second time, you feel that second swipe starts to heat up your sword to the point that it actually causes you to drop it. And as you're swinging forward, you have to release it out of your hands immediately. You hear as it kind of rattles and bounces off the ground itself, and the fire giant looks in your direction and chuckles a little bit. Belvedere, your sword's on the ground, so you'd have to take your movement, or half your movement to... Or, yeah, is it half movement to pick it up?
That's what you said before.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's half movement. That's what
Half movement or an action.
Yep, or your action, one or the other.
Half movement then, and I'll take a step to the right.
Okay.
4 feet. And I'm going to attack twice again with Surge's Wrath.
Okay. First one misses. Second one hits, and go ahead and give me a con save too, please. All right, so swiping through the first time, he's able to kind of turn his shoulder and avoid the attack. The second one, he kind of goes to bring his greatsword up to block it, but you're able to bypass it and jab your longsword into his side, dealing 10 slashing damage, and you're able to hold on to your greatsword, though if it was super hot in your hands. Oh wait, that's not right. Belvedere doesn't take that damage, the giant does. I clicked on Belvedere's token and started taking the points off. Wait, that's not fair.
Don't try to kill our tank.
I declare shenanigans.
And with that, you watch as the giant reaches over, taking his arm and crushing through the pillar beside him over to his right. As he does, he grabs onto a chunk of the pillar and hurls it at Vormash.
I'd like to use my sentinel ability.
Okay. 17 does not hit.
God damn it.
Oh, ouch.
Fucking plate mail.
Hurling it at Vormash. Vormash unable to avoid the attack. Ooh. Oh, that could have been so terrifying, dude. Holy shnikes. That was terrifying.
A crit. Don't get crit.
Vormash takes the entire brunt of the attack. As he gets hit, he falls back into the corner. He is winded. He does not look good. This entire attack almost wiped him out. And with that, he chuckles and lowers the greatsword down, again puffing out his chest as he looks forward at Belvadere. With that, Vormash going to look and see. Yeah, he doesn't have much.
You miss 2 sessions and the DM tries to kill you.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it wouldn't have been enough. Damn it. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, he's going to kind of panic here. Unfortunately, he just gave Belvedere and Cedric his last 2 potions of healing. So he's just going to cast Frostbite at this point and pray that it hits. Con save. He succeeds. So taking no damage. Still not working. He's been trying this whole time. Abby, you're up. They
Someone
are
give
not
him
ready.
disadvantage.
They are not ready for this damage. They are
Has he
not.
used his Pearl of Power yet to recover his spell slot?
He hasn't needed to. Yeah, he still has spell slots. It's just his spell selection isn't fantastic enough to really do anything with. So Avalana, you're up.
I'm gonna try to crossbolt him and see if that does more damage.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the roll. Yeah, go ahead and give me damage. Oh, undo that. Alrighty. Anything else?
I'm gonna move closer to Vormash in case he falls. Maybe I can do something, but
Okay.
then my turn.
All right. So firing off the crossbow bolt, you notice that it catches and it's able to pierce between some of the different plates of his armor and actually make impact. Though it doesn't seem like it does a ton of damage, it still does its full brunt of damage to him. And again, he kind of looks up, kind of watching you as you now move across the chambers here. Cedric, you are up. 12 misses.
God damn it.
17 misses as well, and go ahead and give me that con save. Actually, you would have used your half your movement to pick it up, I assume.
I would have.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and give me another con save. Yep,
15?
and you're able to hold on to your sword this time. So as you swipe through, each swipe, feeling the heat generate between this, your hands and the sword, but it's not enough to make you actually drop it. Belvedere, you're up.
Same thing.
This is about to get really terrifying really quick.
Jeez.
Unfortunately, both miss. Go ahead and give me that con save.
This is going great.
Sure is. Hey, but you're able to hold on to your sword tightly, seemingly unaffected by the heat that's being generated off your blade moving through the air here.
Maybe Vormash's frostbite actually affected you.
Maybe. However, bad news on the giant front. He's going to reach up, grab another one of those rocks from the pillar.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. And hurl it at Avalana.
Don't kill the bard.
Really don't want to kill the bard. But that is a nat 20. This is going to be ugly.
Minimum damage, all ones.
She might survive it. She might survive this. Because she has like, what,
A D8.
50 health or something?
53.
46. You survive. You're unconscious. The boulder hitting you, or the piece of the pillar hitting you squarely, knocking you to the side, throwing you back into the wall. You fall and collapse onto the ground, feeling the full brunt of the damage as it completely knocks you unconscious. Again, the giant looks and smiles and says, "Well, I guess you two are the only ones left. Don't
Is
worry."
Vormash unconscious?
No, but he's no longer concerned about Vormash. And he looks at both of you and says, "Don't worry. It'll be over soon." With that, though, Vormash is going to go ahead and do what he's been doing and cast Frostbite. Hit, please. Con save.
God damn it.
Hey, still saved. Wow. I thought there was something here. And he's going to come over in this direction and start making his way over towards Avalana. But that will end his turn. Avalana, I need you to give me a death save, please. Okay. All right, so unfortunately unable to save. Cedric, you're up.
I'm spent, I have nothing else.
Oh, that nat 20 though.
$18 points of damage on that first one.
Okay.
Does he seem like he's resistant to the silver? Like the-
silver doesn't seem to be
my
having
weapon.
an effect on it.
But is he resistant to my weapon at all? Does it seem like it's doing less damage than it should?
No, as you're making the attacks, it feels normal to you. Every strike is hitting, and it's hitting true, like you would normally feel with this sword in your hand.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
All right. Go ahead and give me that con save, though.
What con save?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. All right, so striking true on the first one, able to kind of infuriated watching as Avalana falls. You jab it forward. You're able to break through the armor, piercing in, doing a nice chunk of damage to him. However, he does remain standing. The second one, as you swipe, you quickly pull the sword out and try to do the same thing again, but he's able to take the hilt of his sword and just bat your sword away with little effort. Belvadere, you're up.
I'm just going to tell him, even if we fall, and even if you were to destroy the Empire and Stormhome Keep, it would mean nothing. this Tyrus doesn't care and he'd still come for you. Because he thinks he is greater than all, including you. I'm going to attack.
Okay. First one misses.
God dang it.
Second one misses as well. Go ahead and give me a con save. So as you say this, kind of swiping as you're kind of mumbling these words to him, or saying these words out loud to him, he's able to kind of use his great sword to keep your attacks at bay, and then kind of chuckles and says, "Perhaps you don't know who I am, but I'm the Flame King, and he will not enter into my chambers." And as he says this, he turns to you and swipes down twice with his great sword.
I'm going to use my reaction to attack back.
Okay, go ahead and use your reaction.
20.
Okay,
That
go
is
ahead and
right.
give me damage, yep.
Yes, max.
All right, let's see what happened. Yeah. Oh, is that for real? Holy shit. Okay. This just might work out in your favor. So as you
knocked himself out.
No, he didn't knock himself out.
I wish.
So swipes down, the 19 misses, correct?
Yeah.
And then
21
as he brings the second attack down, he swipes and his footing becomes a little unstable and he does fall, but he only falls prone, kind of dropping down to one knee as his foot slips off the stairwell. A bit angered, he takes the point of the sword and chunks it down into the ground and prepares to stand. However, for now, he is prone.
Yes.
Vormash, what's Vormash gonna do? Vormash do something.
Is he wise?
He is wise. What can he do? He doesn't have any spells that would be helpful to the party, though.
No damage spells?
Just damage spells. Hold on.
That
I'm
could be
looking.
useful.
It could. But that's not going to help Avalana in this case.
She did have something that she mentioned earlier.
Avalana, as Vormash searches into your pack, do you have a potion of healing on you?
I have a potion of healing.
Okay. You sure do. Look at that. That's fantastic. Awesome. Reaches into your pouch, kind of scrambling, trying to grab anything he can, pulls it out, and begins force feeding it to you as his action. Immediately, as it begins to surge into your body, you feel yourself come back from the grave. Your eyes open, gasp for air, kind of grabbing on to everything, feeling as the life enters back into your body. You are still prone, but you are alive, and you don't have to death save now. And with that, it is your turn.
Awesome. So I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, half your movement to stand.
I'm going to vicious mockery him, and I'm just gonna say, that wasn't very nice of you. You should rethink your life choices. And as a bonus action, can I send like a question up to Mistra to be like, hey, what are we supposed to do? He's really strong, and are we gonna die? And just like a mini prayer like that
Okay.
to her.
Yep, okay. And yeah, that's unfortunately, as you're kind of giving this prayer, you're not getting any response from it, but and You feel a bit like you don't even believe your own words right now as you're saying them to this giant, and he can hear like that quiver in your voice of being terrified, and just kind of laughs and pays no mind to you really, and continues to focus on the two in front of him. Cedric, you're up.
Come on, advantage.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
$21 points of damage, and that'll be my turn.
All right. So catching him as he's down on one knee, trying to get himself back up, you're able to make 2 quick strikes, both of which land true, dealing a significant chunk of damage to him. However, he is still somewhat standing on it.
How bad does he look?
He looks rough.
On a scale of 1 to however much his health is.
What's that?
On a scale of 1 to however much his health is.
It sure is.
Let's try.
Was worth a shot.
Belvadere, you're up.
Please don't.
Maybe you could.
Don't. I'll
Less
finish
than
the
one.
job he started.
All right, what are you doing, Belvadere?
And after his response to his, like, no one's greater than him kind of thing, I'm just gonna say, as powerful as you are, you're unfortunately, still just a mortal creature. And I'm gonna make a plea to you to grant me the power to finish this fiend and attack.
Oh, Cedric, go ahead and give me that con save too.
Even though he's prone.
Even though he's prone. It's the air that's causing it. It's not him.
Shouldn't the air be prone too?
No. Though, nice try.
10?
Unfortunately, as you're swiping through, it just heats up.
He gets +3 of me than my aura.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're able to save based on his aura since he's in range of you.
Woo, paladins.
Yep. Okay. And that is perfect. Those numbers are perfect. All right. As you swipe through the first attack, landing perfectly, bring the sword back. You come back with like a backhand. You slash across his chest. As you do, he stops, kind of falls back a bit. As he falls to the ground, the floor almost shakes underneath him and underneath your feet. The kind of fire streaming behind him as this massive greatsword falls to the ground beside him and kind of reverberates off the tile. He stops and raises his hand, pointing or motioning for you to stop, kind of clutching to his wounds, and says, No, I yield.
Can I insight check this?
You can on your turn. Vormash is going to move up a bit and is going to hold his action in case the individual attempts to attack. He will be casting a spell at such time. Avalana, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna insight check him because I don't believe him for a second.
Okay, insight checking. Avalana, as you're looking up, you look directly at him, and he looks dead serious. Like, He's not joking around. He is definitely yielding. He is standing down and is not going to continue his attack.
I look towards the other, and with the rest of my turn, I say, stand down, boys, stand down.
Cedric, what are you doing?
I'm going to walk over to a sword and attempt to pluck the shard out. If I can.
As you reach down, your hand getting closer and closer to the shard, you feel no resistance to your hand. You reach down and kind of wedge your fingers through the openings of the hilt, kind of clutch on to the shard and slowly start to pry it from the hilt itself. As you do, and you're slowly you can feel like the top edges and bottom edges of this crystal start to break and kind of crack against the metal or the iron as you're pulling it out. He doesn't stop you. He watches. As you're pulling it out and removing it, your hand making good contact to it and holding on to it, it's taking you a while to kind of wedge this out. You start to feel a connection to the shard. As you finish prying it out, you're finally able to free it from the hilt. You take it into your hand and you feel this surge of energy within you. A bit of pain and agony kind of filling into your body, and you feel your essence pulled from the weave, similar to what Belvadere has described to you. Your eyes adjust, the aura around Belvadere and the shard glowing immensely. You look around at the rest of the party, noticing only the two of you glow as brightly as you do, with the others kind of looking on, kind of watching. You turn your attention back to Freyas, his massive body also surrounded by the aura. A moment passes, and the man looks up, clutching to his side, his hand down on the ground, looks up at you and says, "You must forgive me for my deception. Ezator came to me 200 years ago and asked me to protect this shard from the hands of outsiders. I am untrusting to those around me. I needed to know. I knew the pain the shard would bring to someone who wasn't chosen, and attempted to take it. Dropping my sword was the final test. Should you have attempted to force it out, the tremendous pain that you would have endured would have left you vulnerable. I would have killed you where you stood." You hear an additional voice start to echo through the chambers. It says, "And that is why you were chosen by the Allfather to protect this shard. He was right to entrust you this duty, you know. And you, descendant of the Dragon Slayers. It would appear that you have arrived at the Isles in just in time. Fate has a funny way of altering our legacy, doesn't it?" And off behind everybody, off into the corner, if I can find that token. Second. Looking, still looking again. You see the spectral image similar to that you had seen in Telkara when you were in the Shrine of Icorus, and you notice very quickly this is the ghostly remains of Ezator.
You are one tricky bastard, Ezator.
Kind of floats kind of off to the side a little effortlessly. Again, his face emotionless, his mouth never moving when he speaks. It kind of begins to hover in place, and Freyas here just kind of looks at you and says, I wasn't sure. I had no way of knowing so many people have come and gone through these chambers. I wouldn't want to see this handed to the wrong person.
I understand that. For what it's worth.
Go ahead.
For what it's worth, I believe you were doing the right thing.
As you say this, Ezator, the voice begins to echo through the chambers again. You hear, Cedric Marsk of Sunset Mountains, your family have long been protectors of this realm, and as such, it is only befitting that you join their legacy, don't you think?
I came out here to prove my worth.
And that you have. Similar to all of your distant relatives who were born amongst the Isles and helped to rid the realm of Cranisus and the Deathbringer, right, Thies himself, to your father and your grandfather, who have come to the aid of our realm, protecting it time and again. Even yourself, proud yet humble fighter as you are, finally realizing your true destiny. You do your name justice, young man.
Thank you, Ezator.
As you thank him, you watch as Freya slowly kind of climbs to his feet, reaching down, picking up his sword, and kind of looking at the opening in the center of his hilt, and kind of smiles and said, Perhaps it's for the best. Maybe I need to find something else to decorate my weaponry with." And he looks over at the floating image of Ezator and says, "And for you, it's been quite some time since I've seen you here." And you hear as the voice of Ezator kind of rings through the chamber and says, "Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We'll be sure to take care of you when the time comes. As for you, Avalana, you've not been forgotten. We're watching. We'll be seeing you very soon." And with that, we're going to end our session.
I just want to say, I remember saying we were going to fight the fire giant, and you kept saying, "No, you're not going to fight him, you're not going to fight him."
Well, we didn't have to kill him.
Yeah, you didn't
I
have to
believe
kill
he
him.
said that he'd provide 1,000 troops to the Storm King's empire.
He did.
And did we level up?
And yes, with this, you will now level up. And
Hallelujah.
yes, as all this is going on, actually, before we call an end to this, I'll go ahead and kind of give you the read through of the very final section of kind of what's going on. Freyas, as he comes to his feet, will kind of look at you guys, and he'll point. The pathway of fire will quickly go away and kind of dissipate, and he'll point down the hallway and say, "I believe you had seen it before, but that portal at the end of the hall, use that. You'll arrive back at your kingdom in no time." And he looks and will kind of give you that knowing kind of look and say, "I'm sure you'll do the realm justice. Just keep your word to me. That's all I ask."
Belvadere will nod.
Alright, let's go see who is live before we leave. And yes, with that, we are going to end our session right there. And then what will happen in the crossover event is we'll start the event with you guys leaving here and making your way back and preparing for that event. So,
just to check, how long do we have left on our fire not dies potion?
not long.
Less than an hour.
Like an hour.
Where will the portal dump us out at?
You're getting the idea that he'll probably drop you at the foot of the mountains. So back to where you had started from.
And our cart will still be there, I hope.
Guess you'll have to see when you get back there, won't you?
Shit, I need to get stuff back out from the...
I carried all mine.
I had to put some stuff down and there's other things that
All
are
right.
back.
Let's go
back
over
in the
and
keeper
Raid
or
Welcome
whatever.
Party. I'll be right back, guys. We're gonna go over Raid Welcome Party. Go over, say hi, tell them hi for me because they're awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow on MTD's stream. Check Twitter. I'll be there. I'll see you soon.